really into pugs. And it's kind of weird because I've never known a pug personally. My family always had Springer Spaniels growing up. I've never had a dog of my own. None of my friends have ever owned pugs. But despite this lack of a personal connection, I developed a casual obsession for these little alien weirdo dogs. And for years, I've been planning to get one and name him Jeff. And because this has been going on for a few years, I have my friends and family invested in this. One of my friends gave Jeff his middle name, which is Tiny Sparkle Donut. And my mom is really enthusiastic, like in the absence of real children. She's excited about the future pug. And we have a shelf above our kitchen sink at my parents' house back in Denver. And on that shelf, there's a photograph of my sister and me. There's a photograph of our baby cousins. And there's a greeting card with a pug on it, ostensibly representing her unborn grandpug. But for now, I live in a tiny apartment in DC, and I travel a lot for work, so Jeff Tiny Sparkle Donut is just a figment of our collective imagination for now. So in the absence of having an actual pug in my life, my love of pugs has manifested itself in other ways. So for starters, I just receive a lot of pug stuff. If something is put on the internet about a pug, it will find its way to me very quickly. And some of you may have experienced this if you've ever had expressed a passing interest in something that is easily tchotchkeyed. Your loved ones will find all of the tchotchkes and give them to you. And it's really nice, but my room now has like a pug poster, there's a pug pillow, there's a puggy bank, I have t-shirts. And it's all very thoughtful again, but it's kind of embarrassing and like delicate to bring a new person into my room. I'm like, so I didn't buy any of this myself, I swear. And beyond just collecting all of the pug stuff, my love of pugs manifests itself in a pretty natural way. I just meet a lot of pugs on the street. I talk to lots of strangers and their pugs. So one night I am walking home, and it's about midnight on a Friday, and I'm a few beers deep, but I'm not enough beers deep to really justify what happens next. I am like a half block from my apartment in DuPont, and I meet Lola, a pug, and I start petting Lola, I'm snuggling Lola, and I start chatting with her owner, and I go through my usual questions, like what's her name, obviously, how old is she, is a pug, in fact, like the best breed of dog you can own? How are her respiratory issues? Are they causing trouble for you? Do you find it easy to maintain her level of physical fitness? Can she take long walks? So we cover all that, and then things start to get a little deeper. And, he's telling me about, he has all this guilt about, working all day and leaving Lola alone in the apartment, having to hire a dog walker to come in during the day. He's telling me about his impending separation with his partner, Craig. And before I know it, I'm giving him my business card, and we've hatched a plan where I'm gonna just come over in the middle of the day and snuggle Lola. And this plan has left out the part where, like, I also have a job, and I'm supposed to be there in the middle of the day. But we're both very excited about this plan. And then he remembers something important, which is that there are 2 additional pugs inside his house. They're invalid, his word. And would I like to meet them? So I have 2 thoughts here. My first thought is, look, I want to be a responsible midday pug snuggler. So I should meet all of my charges, right? And the second thought I have is, like, this guy's obviously gay. Gay people never murder anybody. No gay serial killers. We're clear. So I'm like, yeah, let's go inside. Let's go. So we go inside his house, and it's a row house in DuPont, and it's a situation where, like, they have the whole row house, and the living room looks like an art museum. Like, there's weird modern art everywhere, low couches, everything's white. But the pugs don't live in the living room. They're in the basement. And so that's where we head. And we go down the stairs into the basement, and there's a moment where we're like turning into this long, not particularly well-lit hallway to head towards one of the pugs. And And it's really not until that moment that I'm like, oh, this wasn't the best decision I've ever made. And so I start to brace myself for like an axe to crack the back of my skull, because of course it's an axe, right? And he's gonna chop me up, he's gonna put me under his floorboards, I'm gone for the world. But I'm already down there, and like I'm tall, but I'm not very scrappy, and my hand-to-axe combat skills are untested. So I really have no choice here but to just like keep going. And so I do. I continue walking down the hall, waiting for the axe to crack the skull at any moment, because that's like a way people get murdered, right? And we're inching closer and closer to the bathroom, and we turn towards the bathroom, and there's Rosalind. And Rosalind is invalid. She's not doing well. She never leaves the bathroom, but she takes to me quickly. You know, we love each other. I guess this is impressive. She doesn't get along with everyone. So we're both continuing to be really excited about this plan. I can't meet the other pug. She was too invalid to take visitors. But we head back upstairs, like continuing to be excited, and the guy realizes, well, I should probably meet Craig. So he's hollering up the stairs. He's like, Craig, come meet Mallory. And Craig comes down the stairs in his pajamas and his socks, and he's like, who the fuck is Mallory? Where did you get this random girl on the street in the middle of the night? And I realized that I'm not the only idiot in the room. Like, who says drunkish 20-something white girls never murder anybody? So things are not going as well, and a few minutes later, I'm back on the street, and I'm walking back towards my apartment, kind of chuckling / like feeling a little bit ashamed about how much of an idiot I am. And I never heard from them again. I've never seen Lola again. I don't know if things worked out with Craig. And I have since stopped following strange men that I meet on the street in the middle of the night into their basements to meet their pugs. So that's good. I am still surrounded by pug paraphernalia, and I meet a lot of cute pugs on the street. But here's hoping that the next time I follow a pug into a fancy row house, it's my very own Jeff Tiny Sparkle Donut, and we are coming home.